How quickly will my patent application be examined? That's a common question a lot of inventors have. And while I can't give you an answer to that, I can explain some of the factors that work either together or against each other to determine how quickly the examiner is going to get to your application. So the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, it's roughly divided in terms of examination into design patent examiners, utility patent examiners. Within each division, they have things called art units. And the art unit is an area of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to which certain types of applications get assigned. The idea being that if you have examiners who are specifically trained in how to examine software applications, you want them to get all the software applications. You don't want an examiner to examine a software application and then have to drop everything and examine a surfboard fin application, then have to learn an entirely new type of science and look at a biotech application. It's a waste of resources. And so instead, they try to get their examiners to specialize on certain types of inventions, because that way they get to know what other patents are out there, they understand the technology of the field. So within each branch of the design patents and the utility patents, there are art units. So if you're an examiner and you have a background in biotech, they're probably going to send you to a biotech art unit. They're not going to send you to an art unit that deals with methods of growing agricultural crops. So within each art unit, the speed with which your application is examined depends on a number of factors, including how many applications go into that art unit, how many examiners are there, how quickly do they work, and what kind of turnover is there. Now, depending on the economy, the turnover in some art units can be pretty incredible. I mean, I've had software applications where we've had 3 different examiners. I get one, and then they say, hey, I got a job, I'm out of here. Here's your new examiner. So then I have to educate the new examiner. And then I think we're close to examination. That examiner says, later days, I got a job. I got a job out of the USPTO. I quit. Here's your 3rd examiner. So we get to re-educate a 3rd examiner. Other art units, the turnover isn't quite so rapid. And a lot of it depends, too, on the economy. When the economy is booming, the USPTO jobs pay quite a bit less than private industry jobs do. So there's a real tendency for the examiners to leave the USPTO and go out in private industry. Whereas when the economy is really rough, boy, that guaranteed pay and that pension sure sounds good. So a lot of examiners will stay at the USPTO. So anyway, those are some of the factors that fit into how quickly your application is going to be examined. Now, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office does put out something we call it a FAP, or First Action Prediction. And they usually put this out 4, 6, 7 months after you file an application. And that's an estimation of how quickly they're going to get to the application. These are sometimes accurate, they're sometimes not so accurate. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. But we've had a number of situations where the FAP is 4 months for a solid year. Every time you look at it, it's 4 months. So I don't know where that first 4 months went, but there are other times when they'll actually beat the first action prediction. They'll get to it sooner rather than later. So anyway, sometimes it's a surprise. But in any case, I've had design patents in the last couple of years. I've had design patents that were examined in a few months. I've had design patents where they took 3 years to get around to examining it. With utility patents, I've had some that were examined 4 or 5 months after filing, others 2.5, 3 years. Now, there are fast track options. Of course, these cost money because the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office would like a little extra money if you're going to ask their examiners to examine something out of place. But anyway, I hope this has given you at least a rough idea of some of the factors that will affect how quickly your patent application is going to be examined.